Hi, and welcome to the third show of Dugas Automotive on YouTube. My name is Heath Dugas. I'm the owner. What I haven't told y'all so far in the last two episodes is that, you know, uh, my mother, she's gotten hurt or some stuff over the years, and I've taken care of her, and she's taken care of me as far as my taxes and all that. She's a tax preparer and all that. She's gone through the classes. She knows a great deal about taxes. She handles the finances for Dugas Automotive. She's very good at it, by the way. Pain in my butt, but very good. The the reason I bring this up in the third show is because yesterday I still can't believe it. I mean, I was up till 2 o'clock last night. I was up till 2 o'clock last night, or 2 a.m. and I was just baffled by what happened yesterday. As y'all know, in a couple of last episodes, last episode I stated that I lease this building. Now this is just the garage that you see me in, but there's a foyer and all that. All right. The thing is it's tax season. It's taxes. Yay! We get to either pay or get money from the government. Yeah, I think the IRS should be abolished anyways. I don't think we should have to pay taxes to the damn government, except taxes on what we buy. I fully agree with taxes on what we buy, but I shouldn't have to pay a tax to look at the sky. All right, that's just the way I feel. Anyways, it's tax season, and we have to send out 1099s. Well, anyways, I pay rent on this building, and I pay utilities. Except I pay the gentleman who owns the building. He has a business also, and I pay his utilities. Yeah, I didn't read that contract very well, okay? Just don't yell at me, all right? Don't yell at me. Anyways, so we send him a 1099 because what happens is he pays the bill and we pay him. The bills are not in Dugas Automotive name. They're in the old man's name. He's probably between 75 and 80. Yeah, I would guess. He's an older man. He's been around a while. Now, he had a problem with us putting the bills on the 1099. Now, according to the IRS, in publication 334, which I've already called the IRS 2 or 3 times to make sure I was right. On publication 334, it states that rents on the form, rents is all inclusive. That means all together for a business. A lot of y'all know that. So that would be your water, electrical, if you have gas in the building, I doubt it, but water, electrical, and your rent. Excuse me, and whatever you have to pay as far as rents for your business. We're a corporation. Anyways, so he was baffled by why we put that on there. He didn't want us to put the bills on there. His reasoning, Lord help me, was well you pay it. No sir, you pay it, then you hand me the bill about 2 weeks later. I mean, seriously, people, just the last bill for January, it was due by the 25th. He handed it to me on the 1st of February. 1st of February. Anyways, I gave him the check yesterday, and he just had a problem about that form. And so he wanted me to break it down, so I broke it down. We gave him the rent for the building is $11.50 a month. $11.50. That ain't that bad. $1,150. All right, $11.50. It ain't bad for this type of building, And so he wanted it down. He wanted first and last month's rent when we signed the piece of paper. He stated he wanted first and last month's rent. So we wrote him a check, wrote first, last rent on the check, and give him $2,300. He didn't like that either. He looked at me and he said, "What is this?" And I said, "That's first and last month's rent." "What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about." "That's first and last month's rent, sir." "Well, what do you mean by last month?" "The last month that we're here, whatever month that would be. It's a deposit. It happens. Anybody who rents an apartment knows what first and last month's rent is. I really still, after, what's it been? Probably 12 or more hours by now, after this discussion, I still don't understand how he could not know what first and last month's rent is. Frankly, I think he was just, trying to act like he doesn't know what it is. He had a problem with the bills being on there, but we have to report it, and we can report it to the IRS, but we have to. When you're a business and you're a corporation, you have to report everything. If you don't, you're asking for trouble. It may take a year, it may take 6 months, it may take a year, it may take 2 years, but it may take 10 years, 12 years, but the IRS is coming after you. I've seen it. I worked offshore for 13 years. I've seen captains and engineers who made hundreds of thousands of dollars who would get, $15,000, $20,000 back from the IRS because of deductions and things that they did. They did it for years, and then I'm talking years. I'm talking like 15 plus years, 20 years. And the IRS changed the rules, and they still did it. And the IRS looked at them and said, now you owe us $60,000. $150,000. I had one guy who told me, engineer, he had the IRS contact him and said that he owed in excess of $300,000 back to them because of what he did. I mean, I'm talking about fines, penalties, and everything. Now, don't get scared. Don't get scared. All right, that doesn't mean you're doing your taxes wrong. I'm not telling anybody on camera that you're doing your taxes wrong. What I'm saying is that you need to be careful. Anyways, back to the story. This gentleman, he acted like he didn't know what a 1099 was. And I firmly believe that he does not know what a 1099 is. He does not know what a 1040 form is. He doesn't know what any of the forms are for business. He told me that he does a DBA for the county in Texas, Southeast Texas, Jefferson County. He does a DBA every year. A DBA is to register with the county for the business. You do it every 10 years. And he's not listed with the county. He doesn't know what an EIN number is. Now, if you know what an EIN number is, then you've owned a business. EIN number is identification number. It's through the IRS. You get it through the IRS, all right? So anyways, sorry about the hand in the camera. Anyways, this man proceeded for 2.5, 3 hours to tell me that I never gave him a check for $2,300. I showed him the copy of the check. Now, it went through his bank account. I mean, he even tried to tell me I didn't pay bills on time, that I didn't pay him anything, frankly, half the time, except for 3 months of rent last year. And I'm like, what? He tried to, and at one point, I nailed his butt to the floor. I nailed him. He was trying to say that he didn't know what that $2,300 was. Well, he finally stated, well, you must have paid me 2 months of rent. So I did pay you that $2,300. Well, I said, well, you know what? If I paid you an extra month of rent, then you owe me $1,150. Oh, he didn't like that. Oh, he just changed the subject. I mean, this went around and round and round. It was like talking to a wall. I mean, literally, put your face to a wall, look at it and say, the sky is blue. No, the sky is green. The sky is green. The sky is green. I mean, it's just like me talking to this camera. Ain't nobody gonna answer back. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So, I'm trying to be nice to this man. And I looked at him and said, sir, I'm trying not to use names. But anyways, I said, sir, you own a business, correct? I mean, that is a business. Well, yes. You do know that in a business you can deduct like your tools that you have to buy for your business and, your supplies. And I just kind of went through a list of what you can deduct. I mean, I don't know everything about taxes, but I know a good bit, the basics, what you can and can't deduct, certain things like that, forms and things like that. I've been taught well. Anyways, I told him this, there's certain things you can deduct. You can deduct the bills, the water and electrical. They're in your name. You have a business in this building, and his business is attached to the same building. You can deduct